The story of Brazil. Long before anyone called it Brazil, this land was alive with the voices of its first peoples. The Tupi, Guarani, Timbira, Kayapo, and hundreds of other indigenous nations lived across forests, rivers, and mountains. They fished the Amazon, hunted the savannas, and cultivated manioc. For thousands of years, they thrived in harmony with nature, passing down myths, legends, and knowledge that shaped the soul of the land. Then, across the Atlantic, ships appeared on the horizon. In 1500, Portuguese explorer Pedro Álvares Cabral landed on the coast. He claimed the vast land for Portugal and named it Terra de Vera Cruz, later known as Brazil. The Portuguese quickly saw the wealth in its forests, rivers, and fertile lands. Sugarcane plantations rose, colonies expanded, but the wealth came at a terrible cost. Millions of indigenous people were enslaved or died from disease, and African slaves were brought across the ocean to work the fields. Brazil's population became a mosaic of indigenous peoples, Europeans and Africans, forming a culture unlike anywhere else on Earth. For over 300 years, Brazil was a Portuguese colony. But by the early 1800s, the winds of change were blowing. Napoleon invaded Portugal, forcing the royal family to flee to Brazil. Rio de Janeiro became the capital of the Portuguese Empire, the first time a European monarchy ruled from the Americas. In 1822, Dom Pedro I, son of the Portuguese king, declared Brazil's independence. He shouted, "Independência ou morte!" Independence was won without the scale of war seen in other colonies, but the road ahead was still full of challenges. Brazil became an empire, ruled by emperors, before transitioning into a republic in 1889. Brazil's story is one of contrasts: rainforests teeming with life, endless rivers like the Amazon cities that pulse with energy, like São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, festivals like Carnival celebrating resilience and joy. Its people carry the legacy of indigenous wisdom, African resilience, and European ambition, a nation shaped by struggle, creativity, and unity. Brazil's flag is as vibrant as the nation itself. Green, the lush forests and nature. Yellow, the country's wealth and gold. Blue globe, the sky over Rio and the hope of a new nation. White banner, the motto, Ordem e Progresso, order and progress. The flag represents a country of immense natural beauty and limitless potential, always looking toward a brighter future. Modern Brazil is a nation of music, dance, football, and resilience. Home to the Amazon, the lungs of the planet. Rio de Janeiro, with its mountains and beaches, indigenous communities still preserving traditions, vibrant cities full of art, food, and culture. Football legends who inspire millions. Brazil is more than a country. It's a story of survival, beauty, and the relentless spirit of its people. A land that was once claimed by outsiders now stands proud, green and gold, singing its own song to the world.